So real world examples of good content design or decisions that were made in a content design process that made it to the real website. This is Accel. They are a venture capital firm in San Francisco. It's one of the very first VC websites that we worked on. And through our research, we talked to a bunch of their founders, people that have founded amazing companies, and just found out from them that this site is mostly for them to visit after they've been contacted by somebody at Accel. So one of the things we want to do is obviously we want to show on the main screen here how robust and in the mix Accel is and exciting. You have these like bright colors and you have all this information and it's kind of scrolling and moving and going down the page. But one of the coolest things that this site does that is just for our audiences is if you search, it'll pull up a custom search page that has everything that you would need about, like I searched Webflow, and you have not only just information about Webflow or maybe like articles that are written, but you have the people that funded that company. And you can click in there and you can see everything about them. And this was the most important thing for our audiences. We wanted to make this super easy and super personal and super intuitive. So, we were imagine in this case, use case scenario that someone is a leader of a really cool up and coming tech company. And they got an email from Ben here. And they're like, oh, who's this Ben guy? I know about Accel. Let's learn about him and see if he might be a good partner. And so this gives you all kinds of information about Ben in this incredibly robust page, including articles he's written and the things that he's funded and all the relationships that he's made. And so that is an example of content design leading and content leading the structure and flow of a website. Another simpler example is this is Balentine, and they're basically money managers for really wealthy people and families. And they, obviously have lovely kind of aspirational pictures, and they have a brand about this wealth of perspective working for you. They're they have a long legacy and a lot of experience. Well, we talked to them and their audiences and said and we found out there are like 4 or 5 questions, and they change periodically, but there are 4 or 5 things that the Balentine team just has to answer all the time, over and over and over. Things that high net worth individuals are truly concerned about when they're looking for someone to manage their money. So we said, why don't we just create a question and answer right there in the middle of the web page, in the middle of the home page. And this is what you're looking at. And you have, you can click that down and see a little bit of a preview of the answer to that. But then there's an entire page dedicated to this. Some of these pages have videos. Some of them have, little benefit statements. But and the other great thing is this is a Webflow site. So every time this set of questions changes based on the economy, based on the way money is managed, based on legal things, Balentine can change these things and change out their landing pages that are attached to it. So this is another example of content design leading the structure of a site. And the third one I've got here is Kate's Club. And this is a great organization. I'll show you the webpage. They're basically a nonprofit that is dedicated to helping families and mostly children who have lost someone who's close to them. So they are a totally free organization. You apply to be a member, and you can go to their physical locations, mostly in Georgia. And now, because of some work that we've done for them, they have an online community as well, and get resources and talk to people who have been through this and get help and have a sense of community. And so what we did for them that is, there's a lot of content design all over this page. How should we lay out the headlines? How should we talk about Kate's and get people to understand what's the relationship between those things and the photos? What about, numbers? What should we be showing? But one of the things that I wanted to show was the way that their programs were kind of convoluted, the way that they were organized. And it was hard to tell if you were a parent or caregiver what the high points were of any of these things or what the things that you might care about were. So we gave them these little call outs throughout the site that just kind of summarized the points, because we knew that our audiences they're probably going through the worst time of their lives, and they don't have a lot of time to read. They want to just skim and be like, what can I get out of this? Is this the right place for me? And then apply. So you'll see a lot of get started, a lot of apply buttons all the way down the page. And you'll also see these little candy colored call outs that talk about, okay, so I'm in Atlanta. What can I get from the Atlanta program? Well, there's the Park Bench program, and you can do holiday hugs, and there's more. So it's just a real easy kind of skimmable and also ultimately very friendly way to consume information, which we knew our audiences needed.